Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Umineko. Haven't uploaded in a little while. I've been busy with working a lot lately and being tired and just going to bed as soon as I get off and come home. So I'm in the mood for this tonight. So anyway, after we chased them out, nobody wanted to say anything. All the suspicious ones have been driven away. Even though we knew there might be some innocents among them, we still did it. We chased them out of this paradise, where people don't have to suspect each other. But our motive for chasing them out was suspicion of one person towards another, the worst crime for a human. If we had accepted the existence of a 19th person the wish, then we all might still be talking face to face, trusting each other. In that instant, we had agreed to chase out all the suspicious people, but that had been the right thing to do. During this endless silence, we could do nothing but be quietly tormented by that sin. Natsuhi faced the door without letting go of her rifle for even an instant, dipping far back into the sofa, which had probably spent the night staring at the door without a wink of sleep. George and Key glazed through the gap in the closed curtains by the window, looking down at the courtyard and the mansion that surrounded it. They didn't know whether he was shook to see if a suspicious shadow would become visible through the window, or whether he would be wondering to himself about something. Jessica was sitting sideways on the next sofa, next to Natsuhi with a dead expression on her face. And then once in a while, as though she just remembered something, she'd take out the inhaler she had used during her asthma attack and stick it in her mouth. I just heard from Haneke, but apparently she's gonna like Kennekan. It was apparently so vague that she hadn't realized it herself. It's just the kind of thing other people tend to spot before the person in question realizes it. Which means she might have learned of her feelings when that person she died. It must be so terrible, so sad. Couldn't think of it. Kennekan was the one who handed her that inhaler. Maybe she wasn't remembering that. I was fishing around grandfather's study, thinking I researched the meaning of the electric circle on the letter second sheet. Even though we were up here in the fan's imposition, my rebellious nature made me want to find some key, some way to resist. After all, we got plenty of time before tomorrow morning. Who could fault for me for how I used that time? No one else should show that much interest in this magic circle. Its meaning was unknown, and once we understood it, we were sure to find some message that would overcome unnecessary anguish. I felt the same way. However, I couldn't just ignore it, so I killed time by going through the motions of researching it. You sure enthusiastic. Did you find anything that might serve a hint? None of the thing. The first though part is finding a book written in Japanese. Just how many languages could grandfather read? He's incredible. Are you tired, Batlicon? You should take a rest while someone else is awake. And Natsuhi says she slept all night for us, but there's no way her body can handle that. We should take turns sleeping. Then you should sleep first, Anaki. I'll keep researching. You mean that magic circle just now? Yeah, we've got plenty of time to kill. I thought it'd be interesting to find out what kind of message Beatrice someone put in it. Give it a rest. Mess around with stuff like that and you'll end up getting possessed by something weird. Don't worry. I've been certified by Mariah. She said I got no spiritual talent at all. Hee hee hee. We were too cruel to Mariah. Jessica, you must think that now. But Mom, if Mariah wasn't involved and there's a culprit besides her, then she's obviously a soft target for that murderer if she's killed because of this. And we just left her to die. A gloomy silence filled her once again. It looked like Jessica regretted letting her emotions take a hold of her and snapping at Mariah. She's always been like that, always acting low and regretting it later. I understand how I felt about Mariah was in close contact with the culprit and she might have been siding with them, talking like that over and over to further confuse matters. I'm relieved that we chased them out. That's pretty harsh on Natsuhi. Could it just have been the nonsense of a 9-year-old girl? It was probably very convincing to hear that coming from me. I myself thought Mariah was creepy on several occasions, but doubting her true nature. If Mariah was chased out of this room, I could deny I felt some relief. If that was the case, then tomorrow we will apologize for what we did. I will take full responsibility for chasing them out of the room. This is about something that the rest of you have to worry about. I could feel tragic determination in Natsuhi's words. To protect her own daughter, she probably chased out the suspicious ones. And as a result, she had to watch the people who unfortunately been suspected die, so be it. She is prepared to take full responsibility. Why does Mariah have to keep saying stuff like that if she's bringing about her own ruin? I think they resent Mariah Chador's witches at magic so much, it's about being Rosa. Aunt Rosa, what does she have to do with this? Then he realized too bad Lacan marriage his real father ran off somewhere a long time ago, although Aunt Rosa tried to confuse the issue by saying he's going to form Mrs. Strip. Talking about Rosa's son's family has become a kind of a taboo issue in your family. I think Aunt Rosa thought about remarrying. When I also believe marriage, I may have become her girls and made that quite difficult. After all, she sometimes got really emotional and hit Mariah Chan. I agree with you there. It looked like Aunt Rosa was trying hard to like Mariah, which means that she didn't really like her. She might have thought of her as someone who stood in her way of remarrying. I think that emotional rejection from her mother must have left some deep scars on her young heart, so she learned what there's a cult hobby from someone who immersed herself in it to bury the holes in her heart. Did you know, to Mariah Chan, the image of a witch isn't negative at all? Remember yesterday at the beach when she showed us a notebook? Yeah, I was full of those fun-looking scribbles. Yesterday when we were down by the beach studying the witch, Mariah got all riled up and started explaining about witches. Not one of the pages had shown a picture of an ugly witch. They're all brightly colored, beautiful, cute witches who look like they were having fun. There's nothing sinister about them, like a boy might have imagined. They were beings adorned with beautiful dresses who could grant him his dreams with their mysterious magic. Who made anyone happy? The sorrow of not being loved by her mother had Mariah sought help from witches as beings who could give her happiness to save her. Someday a witch would come and using her wonderful magic would bring Mariah happiness. She believed that as she grew older, she had to face reality as her fleeting dreams were solemn and sliced the ribbons one by one. Instead, claiming to be the witch of Wicked Jim, appeared in front of a girl like that, whispering that she'd take Mariah to the Golden Land where Mariah could be happy. Now that it's come to this, I don't want to confess what's in my heart. Throwing out Mariah Chan, no, could you stop us too? Was probably the wrong thing to do, I think. It wasn't pleasant, so she's got been wanting to face them and slam them with words of rejection. Her conscience must be tormenting her a lot right now. Then how do you explain all that letter? No one could have said there except for the 4 people standing behind us. I made sure of that with my own eyes. If those are 4 innocent, how is that letter placed in a closed room with 8 people? That's right, when you put it that way, those 4, they really do seem suspicious. But it's all useless. It's all useless. Useless what is. Right. It might not be worth anything anymore, but let me spin the chessboard around again. In other words, if one of those 4 really was the culprit, isn't that weird? That's right. I was just setting the letter, opening on the table, and saying my confession, and one of them was the culprit. You're right, that's weird. If they were going to do it, you think they put it in a crack of the door, for example, that make it look like someone has slipped it from the outside. Of course, they should have known that. They'd be suspected if they didn't make it look like the culprit was outside in the room. Yeah, that's exactly. I said exactly. If the culprit was on those 4, saying the letter around the middle of the table was both risky and meaningless. But putting this out, whatever trick was used to say it there, that we sent the culprit someone other than those 4. In other words, someone who was outside the room. And they had a lot to gain from that letter. Enough battler kind of mean it's meaningless to discuss such matters now. Natsui-san quickly guessed what I was getting at. So, no, maybe she had thought of it long before I had, and I simply held her tongue. If the culprit's outside the room, then maybe totally stuck the moment we shut ourselves up in an enclosed room like this. That's right, it's the same as my story about grandfather disappeared from this room, isn't it? That theory was that grandfather left the room of his own accord. If the culprit used some tactic to lure him out, and grandfather left of his own accord, then... Come to think of it, when I found the scorpion magic circle on the doorknob to study, Mariah said it herself. Peaches could get to this door, but she could have do someone to leave of their own accord. Which would mean we fell for the culprit's trap completely and set out some new potential sacrifices. Gigi-san and the rest aren't fools. When they try to protect themselves, they should be find the next safest place after this room. They would definitely be able to hide themselves there. And Natsuhi hadn't answered the question. Natsuhi herself had realized that the culprit was in our group back then. They later would make this as a trap. However, is it worth the risk of calling back the people she had once thrown out? That Natsuhi right now, her greatest and only duty was to protect the children. But you're thinking in order to do that, few sacrifices were unavoidable. Hang on, Natsuhi, let me say it's a little harsh, okay? At that time, by coincidence, just got been sitting behind you. Was you able to change your gift in the room, too? It's true that a lot of real things have happened. When I said mother, you thought you should protect your own daughter no matter what, because of that duty you chased them out, even though you knew that you'd eventually be held responsible for it. It's not like I'm condemning to that, but I was just thinking about what grandmother Jessica has. That's right, you've been dealing with these incidents this morning, and you've been playing all of us along this whole time without losing your composure. If you were all confused too, the rest of us would probably be in the culprit's grasp by now, so I think we have to thank you. Thank you. So what you two are trying to say is that you want her to act as our mothers too. I was thought Mariah, a real little sister, endured her, and yet a few things happened. We got a little confused. And I said a lot of mean things to her, hurting her. Mom, please, let's stay together. Sorry about that, guys. I did not know my recording software was unregistered, and it only recorded 10 minutes. Anyways, okay. There's no culprit among us. The culprit in this case is the witch Beatrice. Okay, so let's stop suspecting each other. And actually, closed her eyes for a short while. She wished she could, but with her throbbing headache again, or was she thinking of something? You are my precious daughter, the one I finally received a whole 12 years after I married my husband. I will become the worst kind of demon to protect you. There was a pretty strong language at the end of there. She realized very well that her words were an idealized view of what mothers should be. But even so, she was strongly resolved to protect her daughter, even if she had to become a demon. But that was her guilty conscience tormenting her. Today's been so long, so many things happened in one day, and we've been driven to the corner so thoroughly. I wonder if we have the right to agree tomorrow the way we are now. There it is. I found it. This is magic circle. Inside the book I've been flipping through, I had found the same magic circle that had been drawn on the second sheet of the letter. George Enrique appeared at it as well. The magic circle's name was the third magic circle of Mars. The Hebrew written on it is Psalm 77, verse 13, the Old Testament. What God is so great as our God? The meaning of this magic circle was to discord, agitate the internal divisions, and cause the enemy to bring about their own downfall. What is sec? Seriously? Could there be a more fitting way to describe our current situation and mental state? Couldn't we help but be stunned into silence? So this letter is a trap. How did they place it here? There was anyone in this room except for the eight of us, right? Anyway, let's ignore how they got in here for now. The couple was after just one thing. They wanted to spread the seeds of doubt inside this impregnable room and use us to throw the sacrificial sheep out. In that case, after the people who went out of the room, Mom, what should we do? Those four are in danger. It was a surprise that Natsuhi remained unpleasantly silent, even if this all was trap was by the culprit, even if the four who had been chased out of their room were in danger. It had nothing to do with the safety of the four people here. And there's no way to prove the innocence of the four people we chased out. If we are willing to let them die, we shouldn't leave this room no matter what. And it's the safest. At the time, suddenly the piercing sound of the phone rang through the room. It was an antique excision phone set on the table in grandfather's study. It had rung right after we started talking about the letter being on trap. It was natural we think of it as an SOS the ones we chased out, but then that's who he spoke. Why a phone call? The phone should be broken and unusable. If it doesn't matter, that's Mariah calling for help. The problem with the phones was the culprits, was in the first place that Nicole is probably. With that, for instance, the ring of the phone, which sounded like a scream for help, now started to sound like a ghastly lure from some unknown person. And Natsuhi hesitated over with the pick up the receiver. Let's pick it up at Natsuhi. The phones might have been fixed with some reason. They could be still in energy call from Marja and the rest. That's right, and if it actually is from a call for bringing on, why don't we listen to what they've got to say? It's just a phone call. No matter what they babble through the receiver's like, it's going to hurt you. If you don't pick up, then I will. I will take it. Hello? It's just at the hand to the receiver button. Natsuhi grabbed it before I could reach. We all had our breath trying to figure out who the person on the other end of the phone was. But for a while, Natsuhi kept saying hello. A silent phone call? There's no way Mariah and the others would just be so creepy. What should this phone call possibly really be? Natsuhi stopped repeating hello straight in her ears because she thought she heard something far away on the other end of the receiver. What was that, huh? Is someone singing? What do you mean singing? I don't know. Faintly from the other end of the phone, I could hear something singing. I wonder who it could be. Give it here for a sec. Hello? I half-forced the receiver from his sound, and Natsuhi's hand pressed against my ear. At first, I didn't hear anything, but the night I had told about it beforehand, I noticed. It sounded far away from the receiver rather than someone speaking in a quiet voice, and it sounded like a girl singing a song. The voice did sound like Mariah's, but that's just to make the situation even more inexplicable. At the very least, the one who made the phone call couldn't have been Mariah. After all, Mariah was singing some song from far away from the receiver. In that case, the one who made the phone call should have been Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, or Dr. Nancho. And yet they weren't saying anything. Why? For what reason? The person who made this phone call, well, who was it? Hey, hello? Who's answering me? Is this Mariah saying answer me? What's happening? What is it? I don't know. All I can say is this probably Mariah's in trouble. And that's why he took the receiver again. After yelling at her several more times, she realized that she was getting new and she hung up. After that, she dialed quickly and clicked her tongue. I saw the phones were working when she'd be able to reach the police. But despite Nancy's reaction, he has the telephone line so they can connect. Let's go. Even if we know it might be a trap, we have to go. Yeah, definitely. Just got Natsuhi stay here. When Annika and I tried to dash out, and Natsuhi stopped us. Hold it. I cannot let you go alone. I will go too. I'll just go wait here. Well, so I'll be the one left out. Nice try, but I'm going to. It might be better that way. If the goal of that phone call is to split us up further, it wouldn't be a good idea to leave someone to watch this room. There's not time to argue. Let's all go. And Atsuhi raised the rifle high, took the lead. I couldn't go none more myself. I found a 3-pronged candle standing ready to. Although the pins on it used to fit candles so short, it was almost like a 3-pronged spear. And the four of us left the study. When we left the study, which should have been the safest place inside the mansion, by doing this, we had been lured out, even though we barricaded ourselves in a safe, closed room. Perhaps we were doing exactly the same thing before that down when he disappeared from that room. Mariah, where are you? Answer me. I listened closely, but didn't hear anything. The mansion was vast, just a passing typhoon was making its last stand. The sound of the rain was even noisier than before. Mariah Jane said she wanted to watch Stephen Neveller, right? Let's try going downstairs. That's right, let's try here. Everyone will be mindful of your surroundings. Yeah. Right there in the suite in the center, her rifle ready and her finger on the trigger. We moved in our group, our backs together, checking our surroundings in all directions. It was just as though the magic of the circle designed to spread the cord had worked. We had split up and further more and jumped out into the dangerous territory. In other words, even now we were doing just what the culprit wanted us to do. This was a separate world where we wouldn't be off for anything to suddenly occur. And Atsuhi nervously pointing the barrel of the gun at every dark spot and shadow. It felt like that motion was out of fear rather than caution. But the rifle she held in her hand should have been a trump card that the culprit feared. You know, I've been thinking it wouldn't be possible to stick one of those ice picks into someone's chest, like in my grandparents' case. But splitting the skull and sticking them into a forward, like in my parents' case, wouldn't be that easy. You think the culprit had some kind of animal strength? They probably had some kind of weapon and device that could shoot or pound into those ice picks. Their nose suit should be driven in that deeply by human strength alone. Either way, they have enough force to break through a skull. I heard cannons reach as far as his lungs. If you happen to see your opponent, don't go forward. She mustn't move away from my back. Just how soon in front of me was that weapon that could shoot those creepy ice pigs. And could I do anything to combat it with just this candle standing in my hand? In that first word of the call, I probably assaulted all four of the parents at once as they discussed the inheritance bomb in the dining hall, and there were 4 of us here now. Apparently I was annoying while thinking about this. George and Nikki, Jessica, and of course Natsuhi were stretching their senses to the almost limit in the highest and worst state of tension, slowly advancing one step then another. What have we done? Because of this seed of doubt spread by that one letter, we threw Mariah and the rest of this terrifying world. We finally reached the first floor. The parlor was just across the hall. When we listened carefully, we could finally hear faintly Mariah's eerie singing voice. She was singing naturally as though she was in a good mood. She was singing mechanically like she was at a graduation ceremony she had been ordered to. The song she sang was just commonly folk song, one that everyone probably sung in school at one time or another. But why that in the middle of the night alone with a little heart over and over? Why? Right after leaving the study, we called out in the loud voices were asking Mariah where she was. But this time no one said even a single word. We heard our breath and the sound of footsteps and attempts. They focused on the surroundings to the point of being completely high-strung. We stepped forward. The door to the parlor was closed, but we could hear Mariah sitting through it. I Nancy put her hand on the handle of the door knob when George and Nikki stopped her. Open the door, and I see you bet like I'm ready your weapons. Understood. Take care. Hey, alright, take a second to open it. George needs to unlock yourself. Sure, now I'll open it, huh? He did open it, but I immediately felt the hard resistance of the lock. And Nancy took the bundle of keys from my pocket and gave them to George. They knew about 10 keys and none of us had a clue which one was which because they stretched the phone around loudly and tested several keys. Since we hid in our footsteps, preferring to make a surprise to her and assume this almost felt fatal. The whole time we could hear Mariah's voice in the parlor singing the same song over and over. It was like broken, crazy cassette tape. We've been in that room almost constantly since morning, although the frightening things had occurred outside this room. That left us that much pressure that only this room was safe, that the basis of pressure was quickly falling apart. Nook is open. Thank you. George got Jessica moved behind me. And Natsuhi, let's jump in at the same time, split in different directions. If we just stand around after opening the door, those ice picks might fly right through the center. I agree. Ready? I really wish I could say no. I ready myself. If they were going to be throwing ice picks, I'd walk out with this candlestick. Go. And I sit now into the door, flying into the parlor, quickly spinning left and right, searching for the parlor for someone who might be waiting for us. The order eyes lighting the palm was an incredibly strange sight. The parlor was stained with blood. This place we spent almost the entire day, where we placed it together to protect ourselves from someone unknown malice, having stained with fresh blood and become an ocean of blood. On the floor lay Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, Dr. Nanjo, their entire bodies stained bright red with blood. But the only way we could identify them was by their clothes. That was because, that's right, that's how the whole tragedy started. Their faces, just like our special parents in this shed, you couldn't tell where their eyes stopped and their nose began. It was until they really plunged into their faces, the tomato pods all squished up, and that wasn't all. Their bodies had other wounds. It was those demon ice picks. They were in Gigi-san's stomach, tucked in under his thigh, no, his knee. That's right, of course, it's his knee. In the epitaph, the sixth twilight was his stomach, and on the seventh twilight, the knee was gouged. So to see none of them near Kumasoa's bacha and scab, I couldn't help but masochistically laugh. That's right. On the sixth twilight gouge, the stomach and kill. On the seventh twilight gouge, the knee and kill. On the eighth twilight gouge, leg and kill. Now even the eighth twilight is over. And the next one, in that twilight, what was it again? I was there. So his face in the wall in the inner part of the room, standing still, completely alone. She faced away from this horrible scene, staying by this wall, staying over, song over and over. There was nothing else in the room. Just the corpses of the three who had been brutally killed in a phone receiver, which still offered so proving that this was the room the call had come from. Just that Mariah had her back to the same as she kept on sitting while facing the wall. We couldn't even scream with this bizarre scene. We could only stare shocked with our mouths hanging loosely open. Mariah-chan? Jessica called out to her, but Mariah showed no reaction. Alone, she kept singing on and on. He had come here trying to save Mariah from some approaching danger, so now that we found her, she should have been running after Mariah, howling her joyous that she was safe. And yet none of us could do that, and what thought they could say it. After all, because it's right, even as crazy, no, it couldn't be. Mariah, stop singing. Are you listening? I started pointing at Nessie, and I pointed our weapons at Mariah's back. I let Mariah out in a violent voice, but there was no reaction. She just kept singing. With a candlestick real sword, I ran up to her and forcefully, violently slammed my hand down on her shoulder. And I pulled on her shoulder, forcing her to turn around. Whoa, ew. Mariah's small body was quickly fell down, pulled down, fell, and as so unhappy at having her sing interrupted, Mariah looked at my face with her usual expression. Even in this gruesome situation, she was like normal. Mariah, what is this? Who did it? Ooh, Beatrice, cut the crap. I threw the candle stand I've been holding against the wall. The violence of that reckless sound should have gone straight to Mariah's heart, but Mariah's expression didn't change at all. Quit it, Battler, Mariah, and this time, who should have seen the face of the couple who killed these three? Was it a couple of the same bitches who gave you the letter? Ooh, Beatrice. Well, in that case, it's certain there's some factors with Beatrice does exist. Then Mariah, you will at least tell me this much. How did they kill these three people? What did they use to kill them in such a brutal way? I don't know. How could you not know? It happened in this room. Are you trying to tell me you were so absorbed in the scene that you didn't notice? Calm down, Battler, Mariah-chan, talk to me. Okay? George-chan, yes, always did. To crush down to Mariah so that I said talk to her very kindly. Mariah-chan, why are you facing the wall and singing? Ooh, Beatrice said the face of all and keep singing for a long time. Ooh. So Beatrice did come here. Were Genji-san and the rest of them still alive then? Ooh, everyone came into the parlor together and sat down. Genji-san made sure to lock the door. It was locked when we got here, but then how did Beatrice get into the parlor? Ooh, Beatrice is a witch. The locks don't matter. She turned into a butterfly as it came to the crack in the door. Huh? Calmly joking in a time like this, like how that happened. We already sang. You can't believe it. That's what I don't want to say. No matter how I say it, you won't believe it. But Beatrice is a witch. She can't do anything with her miraculous magic. That's why Beatrice doesn't care whether this door locked or not. And then Beatrice appeared and blah, blah, blah. Sorry, guys, my arm itches. Woo, there we go. Beatrice talked to us. She said Grandfather's study was protected by a powerful force, and she could enter no matter what she did. So she told us she selected these sacrifices from 4 people in the parlor. And one said, no way. Kumasawa kept saying, no way, no way, but Beatrice chose, and when she did, Beatrice said, I'd be fine. Why did you think? It's because of the script itch of the 5th magic circle of Mars, the one Butler used to pray for my safety, that when he put his feelings into you, because of that power, Beatrice couldn't do anything to me alone. So he decided to use the other 3 as sacrifices. After that, Beatrice spoke. Come face the wall and sing a song for me. You will sing lots and lots of songs no matter what happens, no matter what you hear, and you won't hear, you won't hear, you won't know. Come sing lots of songs for me. So I was singing the whole time over and over, and so I didn't hear anything, didn't know anything, and then all of you came, ooh. Are you asking us to believe that? You think we're stupid? I know you, so this time we suspect me, gonna try killing me right here, and when you do that, Beatrice won't stop existing. None of the 18th while it's over, that Beatrice will revive. Are you serious? I read enough of that talk, as if witches could exist, as if I let myself get tricked. I won't accept that Beatrice doesn't exist. I definitely won't accept it, so I won't let her exist. I won't let her revive. Legend will remain a legend forever. I won't acknowledge something like that. Quit it, Battler. It's telling her I killed him when I let him die, but just gave him right away was unable to resist. Huh? And so she isn't here. Huh? What? Mom, where did she go? That's how she let herself, blah blah. The letter that makes sense. The couple must be exhilarated now that we reached the twilight. They must have left their letter so they could brag even more. We were so wrapped up with questioning Mariah that we forgot to look for a letter. But even as well as armed as she was, why she had looked at herself in the search just to mention after reading it. Jessica tried to chase after her and tugged her at the handle to the door, but it resisted strangely and wouldn't open. Mom, what's going on? Open up. It was only natural. Natsuki picked up the candle stand, which Butler had thrown at the wall, which had fallen to the floor. She had been skillfully wedged it between the doorknobs and the durable doors, like a bolt holding them closed. The inspector designed the candle stand, called solidly, and really didn't make it sturdily still on the door. The tragic stream of her daughter from her mother, did it reach Natsuki's ears or not? Oh God, I'm so sick of seeing that portrait. Natsuki's figure was alone in the entrance hall. It was a place decorated by the portrait of Beatrice. Natsuki threw down Beatrice's last letter, the one she had read in the parlor, readied her rifle again in the voice that she rang clear, yelled in the massive space that it was the entrance hall. I'm sure Mia, Natsuki, your visitor of the Umineko family, show yourself, golden rich Beatrice. The entrance hall was dimly lit, other than a faint light which shone at the center of the room. Everything was blotted out by the jet black darkness. In that darkness, Butler flies glittering in gold, squirmed, tinkled, and sneered. Natsuki gave one more huge gulp and pointed the cold barrel of the gun into the bullet butterflies. So you have finally shown yourself. I still can't believe that something like you really exists. But that isn't a problem. Both I, who I bear the title of representative to the Umineko family, and who you claim to succeed the headship of the Umineko family, are here right now. I explain whether you are which are not a trivial matter. Come, let us settle this. Which of us will truly succeed the Umineko family? I, Ushirami Natsuki, or you, Beatrice. Allow me to respectfully accept your request for a duel. And she's dead. Probably. I don't think the witch of butterflies is going to get killed by a shotgun. Inverted colors, is that bad? The gold butterfly slowly formed the human shape, which walked into this dim sunlight. Natsuki readied the rifle and glared. The witch raised her golden staff over her head and laughed. Natsuki's finger slowly squeezed the trigger. And go. I finally made an all-out dash at the door and rammed into it, crushing the candle stand that had been bearing it and making it impossible for the big gap to be opened in the door. He kept kicking the candle through the gap that the door was finally released. So, Beatrice is real. And at that time they heard it. They certainly heard the crisp sound of gunfire ring out once. Mom. Jessica tried to move around by yourself. Was that sound of a gun just now? Did I know to shoot? At whom? At this culprit. The nurse accompanied the entrance hall. The entrance hall looked like a stage, like the heroine of the tragedy on the ground, bathed in light, arrayed in the beauty of that silence. And Natsuki lay face up, crumpled on the floor. Half praise, Jessica ran up to Natsuki. On Natsuki's forehead, it was almost as... I didn't know that was going to happen. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to skip it. Anyway, and if I meant one stream of blood, makeup passed by her eye and began to traverse in her face. The faint smell of gunpowder smoke came from the barrel of the rifle, and Natsuki still grasped. Then she shot herself in the forehead. Why? Mom, yeah. I don't get it. Why did Natsuki run away alone, and why did she shoot through her own forehead? Mariah Chan and Natsuki left the room after reading the letter, right? There's no letter here. Damn it, what did Natsuki read, and why did she lure out here? I don't know. Who cares about that? What the hell why did she kill herself? Why did she leave me all alone? Just got caught in her mother's corpse, crying earnestly. My body was consumed with anger I didn't know what to do with, and I snatched my rifle from Natsuki's hand. I spun around, pointing the barrel of the gun to the darkness of all sides, as though I was pointing a light from a lighthouse trying to find the culprit. George indicating the situation was trying to calmly figure out something now, but that might have been a fruitless effort. And only Mariah was completely indifferent. So this is all supposed to be some kind of predetermined fate. No, that's not it. This is all a prelude to a wonderful world. To those who the golden land will finally open. On the ninth twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive. And on the tenth twilight, at journey's end, you shall attain the power of the golden land's treasure once for the last time. With this, everything is over. Beatrice, congratulations. So lead me to the golden land you told me of right now. None of the dead will be revived, and even lost love will be restored. So in Mariah's eyes, it's just though as all today's tragedies didn't happen. It's as though all the time she's been deprived of love never happened. Stopping. What's so funny was to begrudge later. There were 18 people on this island. 14 are dead. Only the 4 of us are left. I'm definitely not gonna die until the night's over. No, until the typhoon passes and the seagulls gather again at the harbor. I'm definitely not gonna die. I'll stay alive. I'll still eat no matter what. Hee. Give it up, Battler. Her guns are useless against witches. Survival, all that doesn't matter because it's over. The journey has already ended. So you look at the clock. Huh? The clock? Hearing those words, I looked at Maria's watch. Both nails were almost touching the other top. Very soon it'll be 12 at night. In other words, 12:40, 24. When you think about it, it's 24 strange time. It can be called 24, and it can also be called 0 o'clock, or 12. Anyway, it's the same hour of the elimination of the previous day, and at the same time as hour 0 as the next day begins. Beatrice, Mariah suddenly called out happily, ran towards the darkness. It was almost as though Beatrice saw more in the darkness, and Mariah was running up to her. Jessica hugged her and her mother's corpse. Jones and Nikki stood there confused. I looked down the barrel of the rifle, gazed into the darkness. The space of front Beatrice's portrait lay in that direction, and I think Mariah was running up to the portrait subject. You have became me. This is just impossible. I fall for something like this, which just don't exist. I won't accept it. Something like you shouldn't exist because this is a human world. You think I could accept that that's not human? I definitely won't accept it. When I pulled on the rifle's lever, the cartridge was ejected, fell on the floor, and a new cartridge was loaded. And I started the witch down the barrel. Mariah turned around. Still clinging to the golden witch, she turned around. Didn't I tell you it was meaningless? Merely bullets are meaningless against Beatrice. Humans are so stupid, aren't they? I won't accept the existence of witches. Who are you? Just try moving one step. Just try moving one finger. I'll blast you away. As another witch laughed, the even large clock in the hall joined in on their laughter. It was by telling us the time was 24. It was both the tone telling us that we had reached a accumulation of this day, and the tone informing us that all had returned to nothing. The rule that which would win when time ran out had already been revealed. Battler, George, Nietzsche, and Jessica, the journey has ended, and the witch has revived. See, and none shall be left alive. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all the gold from the golden land, and one shall be the resurrection of the dead souls. One shall be the resurrection of the love we lost, and one shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch Beatrice. Why revive and then go back to sleep? That's just stupid. Anyway, I will be ending the video here, guys. Gonna upload this and go to bed. And I will see you guys later. Whoa, what's this? Whoa. Never mind, wait, I'm not gonna end it yet. The storm passed and the leaden clouds that had enshrouded the island for so long cleared away. From the rift between the clouds, sunbeams shone. Yesterday's storm seemed like a lie. Just as someone had wished the seagulls returned to the harbor once again, let their lively cries be heard. Afterwards, the police came and conducted an investigation of the scene. The corpses of the children who were thought to have survived until the very end were never found. However, because of the body parts that were discovered and the unimaginably gruesome nature of the scene, the police were forced to conclude that the chances of survival for any of the 18, even the children, seemed hopelessly dim. Okay, well, just how gruesome was the banquet of the witch, and how beautiful was the golden land. They were only ones who got to hear that tale. No tales were told to the humans who arrived after the banquet was over. The best they could do was imagine what might have happened during those 2 days. However, the witch was fickle. She made a point of leaving this behind this tale, which didn't need to be heard, and was allowed to spread. Then many years later, a strange wine bottle that had been drifted onto the waves to the pier of a neighboring island was pulled up by a fisherman. Inside was a thin, tightly rolled notebook fragment written upon in crimped small letters. Written there was his tale written through the notebook fragment. People will finally learn the truth of the mysterious riddle-filled 2-day period that started on October 4th, 1986. This incident was later called by many names such as the Rokkenjima mass murders or the 18 killings of Rokkenjima, though dilettantes from around the world knew it as a witch alleged serial murders. Lovers of the occult claimed it was the result of an immortal ceremony that had been sealed off the island, and those 2 mysterious days were sufficiently embellished with many different interpretations. The story began to spread far and wide. However, not one of the interpretations approached the truth. Furthermore, while the notebook fragment describes the mysterious incident, it does not reveal the truth of what happened there, or perhaps even the writer didn't know what the truth was. According to the writer, her name was Ushiramiya Mariah. Incidentally, a result of an all-out police investigation by Mariah's body, a piece of her jaw was discovered. It was one of the rare instances where a corpse was identified thanks to dental records. At the gruesome scene, there have been many body parts that couldn't be identified as belonging to a specific person, so it's probably fair to say that it shows that it shouldn't be fortunate to find. Because the shell had been separated from his body, the police judged the chances of survival to be hopelessly dim, even though never other body parts were found or at least identified, and so let us conclude that this tale was a final section of the notebook fragment that Ushirimiya family left behind. By the time you have read this, I will probably be dead, although there may or may not be a corpse there you have read this. Please find out the truth. That's one I wish. Ushirimiya Mirai. What does she care? She wanted the witch to win. To this very day, the truth of the witch legend serial murders have been not brought to light. Or maybe it's because she finally realized that there was no golden land. First game, Legend of the Golden Witch result. Ushirimiya Crossgay. It's supposed to say all that. I can't read all that. Anyway, I'm assuming episode 2 is gonna, I guess it's gonna be kind of like a Higurashi series, where everything's gonna start all over, but different things are gonna happen or something. So maybe we're gonna start all over in episode 2, and like maybe eventually we're gonna just, I guess we're gonna decide to look for the treasure, and none of this will happen. George, missing on 10th while after acknowledges his wish, which arrived to the Golden Land. Okay, Mariah Jessica got to the Golden Land. Will the witch about this man who denied her existence to the Golden Land? Who knows? Those will praise the wise. It shall be still the fortress of Golden Land. Okay, this is weird. But unlike Higurashi, looks like the Umineko is gonna have like all 4 sequences in one game. You guys want to read this as I talk? It's alright. Cause see, I see time ran out before anyone went into riddles. We didn't even go to the riddle, but like I said, I'll probably be done in another episode. There's 4 episodes to this whole thing. But like Higurashi, where everything's in different games on Steam, like you got Higurashi Chapter 1, 2, and 3. I did the first 3 so far. This combines them all together. See, notice it says When They Cry 3, so maybe there'll be like a When They Cry 2 in a different area, set of people. Maybe that'll come to Steam someday. But yeah, like I said, this has all 4 episodes. It's a one big game, so it's gonna be like just one long series. I'm kind of glad they did that, even though it's gonna take a while to finish. I'm glad we don't have to wait like 4 or 5 months for them to release the next one, because it's all here. The Golden Witch is prepared to give you an accommodation of your stake and findings new features and title screen. But that means we finished episode 1. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you later.